Hi all, my name is Asmit. Today we are going to study Chapter 1 Number Systems. The topic for today is rationalization of denominator. Okay? Rationalization of denominator. To rationalize the denominator means to make the denominator into a rational number. To make the denominator into a rational number. Means suppose you have a suppose 1 upon root 2. Any example where the denominator is irrational number. If we are converting that irrational number to the rational number, that process is known as rationalization of the denominator. I am repeating once again. If there is an irrational number in the denominator and if we are converting the denominator from the irrational number to the rational number, then that process is called as rationalization of the denominator. Consider 1 upon root 2. Here the denominator is irrational number. Okay. As discussed, this is the example 1 upon root 2, and we know that root 2 is a irrational number. That is, denominator is irrational number. It is difficult to locate 1 upon root 2 on the number line. Okay. So we are means in the process of the rationalization of the denominator, we are converting the denominator from rational number to the irrational number. From irrational number to the rational number. But the question is why we are converting irrational number to the rational number. Okay. Let's see. It is difficult to locate 1 upon root 2 on the number line. If there is a, as we have seen, we have located also points, positive integers like 1, 2, 3, negative, -2, -3, -4. This we can easily locate on the number line. Also, if we have 1 upon 2, 3 upon 4, still we can represent it on the number line. Again, we have also seen how to represent root 2, root 3, root 5 on the number line. But here, to locate 1 upon root 2 is really difficult because root 2 is a irrational number, that is non-terminating and non-recurring. Okay? So doing this division and then locating it on the number line is really difficult. Okay. If we rationalize the denominator, then it is possible to locate it on the number line. So if we rationalize the denominator, means that is the process of rationalization of denominator. If we perform that, then it is possible to locate it on the number line. After the rationalization, then it is possible to locate the number on the number line. Okay. Now rationalize the denominator. Example is 1 upon root 2. Okay. As we have seen that if we rationalize the denominator, then we can locate it on the number line. So first of all, how to rationalize the denominator? Like we have seen the process of rationalizing the denominator. It means that converting the denominator which is irrational to the rational number. Okay, that is the process. But how to actually convert the rational number to irrational number to the rational number? Okay. Multiplying by root 2 upon root 2 will give us equivalent expression since root 2 upon root 2 is equal to 1. So what we are going to do? We are going to multiply this 1 upon root 2 by root 2 upon root 2. Okay. So you can see here 1 upon root 2 is equal to 1 upon root 2 multiplied by root 2 upon root 2. Okay. 1 into root 2 is equal to root 2 and root 2 into root 2 is equal to 2. Okay. And also we can see that we can multiply by this root 2 upon root 2 because root 2 upon root 2 is equal to 1. Any number into 1 gives the same number. Okay, so the value of the number is also not changing. So in short, this 1 upon root 2 is same as root 2 upon 2. Okay. But what is the benefit? You can see here, we can locate root 2 upon 2 on the number line. Okay. This number we can locate on the number line, that is root 2 upon 2. How we can locate? Let's see. Root 2 upon 2 will be the point in between 0 and 2. It will be the point exactly in between 0 and root 2. Already we have seen how we can locate the root 2 on the number line. So first we will have to locate root 2 and then the point in between 0 and root 2, that will be equal to root 2 upon 2, and that is same as 1 upon root 2. So in short, we can conclude that 1 upon root 2, after rationalization of the denominator, we get it root 2 upon 2, and this root 2 upon 2 we can locate on the number line. Okay, let's see another example. Okay, example 2. The other example is 1 upon 2 plus root 3. Okay. So here it is different than example 1. In example 1, to convert the denominator to the rational number, we have directly multiplied by root 2. Okay? But here, if you see denominator, we have plus sign. So directly multiplying by root 3 will not help. So we are instead using some different method. That is, in this example, we use identity. A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. This identity we will be using to get rid of this root sign. Okay. We will multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator, that is 2 minus root 3. Okay. Conjugate means what? Suppose denominator is in the form of a plus b, the conjugate is a minus b. Suppose denominator is in the form of a minus b, the conjugate will be a plus b. So here, instead of 2 plus root 3, the conjugate of 2 plus root 3 is 2 minus root 3. So what we are doing? Both the numerator and denominator we are multiplying by 2 minus root 3. So 1 upon 2 plus root 3 is equal to 1 upon 2 plus root 3 multiplied by 2 minus root 3 upon 2 minus root 3. Now multiplication, we are multiplying numerator with numerator. 1 into 2 minus root 3 is equal to 2 minus root 3. And 2 plus root 3 into 2 minus root 3, as we have discussed, we will be using this identity. A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. Here, if you see the denominator, it is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. So that will be equal to a square minus b square. Okay. So that is equal to 2 square minus root 3 square. Okay. In the next step, the numerator remains same, 2 minus root 3. Denominator is 2 square is 4 and root 3 square is 3. Okay. Next step, 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. Okay. So the final answer is 2 minus root 3 upon 1. So as the denominator is 1, we may not write it. Okay. So the answer we can write as 2 minus root 3. Okay. So in the example 2, we have converted this 1 upon 2 plus root 3, that is the irrational denominator, into rational denominator. Okay. This is the process of the rationalization. Okay. We'll stop here. Thank you.